first one, Breeze against Electronic, and he's going to save the day with that Krieg, but that could have been an absolute catastrophe. But you know what, as you said, James, Navi, they're on a save now. NRG, even though they almost lost everyone, they're going to be happy with the outcome.
As long as you win the round, that was a scary one. It didn't seem like they noticed the players towards that car position at all for a second. Down to 12 HP, really could have gone either way, and that is some early frustration. Perhaps Navi won't know how close they were, but they did have to jump with that angle as well, it seems. Some spray to delay the push over towards the B bomb site, and Circle will have an aggressive look towards Long. He has position on these players, they no longer have grenades, trying to use the numbers. That rifle can be protected, you can see Breeze doing exactly that. Manages to pick it up before the HE lands. And the disposal service is concise.
Yeah, this is looking really good for NRG. They've got some good information as to what or where these pistols actually are on the map, which is half the battle, having that information. As long as they can't surprise you, if you have the weapon superiority and you have, of course, teammates to trade because you have that communication on point, then there's not really too much danger in the round. And because Breeze is being entertained by one player and he's happy to at least maintain control of this, what could be a potential flanking scenario for Navi if they were to get through the doors. But of course, that is impossible in this round so far. Standoffs have the bomb here, and he does have Boomage close to him. I wonder if there'll be a pop flash. There it is. There goes the flashbang. It's absolutely perfect. And NRG are well on their way to B, and as we can see, the round as well.
Blissful ignorance from Stan. No need to look behind him while he's getting shot. He has cover, so he can focus on what's ahead of him. Great focus from him. See his face there in the darkness. Navi moving into exit frag potential situations. Flamey can hop on this box, have a look. P250 for Flamey. He's got a flash, but I don't know how he may want to use it in this situation. So it's not going to be a great start for Navi, as we can see. And I think there's a reasonable argument, actually, that in some cases, when you're on the T side at the very least, it can be more beneficial to win the second round rather than the first. Putting the loss bonus in the bin for the CT side, breaking the money immediately, and getting momentum. Horrible way to start the defensive side of any map.
Yeah, it is so important as well, because for NRG, the approach that they go for that force buy after the bomb plant, after losing that first round, keeping that pressure up on Navi is so important. One of the most annoying things on the CT side is if you cannot get those AWPs running, and sometimes you want to run 2 AWPs. It's extremely expensive, and that economy, as well as you build on the CT side, gives you more chances to take these aggressive risks.
He saw the gun through the door. Valve, please.
Absolutely.
I thought that wasn't a thing anymore.
So again, James, look, no AWP for Navi. They've got limited utility as well. NRG looking for some flashes towards long, and that might entertain Navi, who started off with 4 towards A at the beginning of the round. That leaves some holes at the mid position for the beginning timings of the round.
From a T perspective, the longer you can keep the CTs with less than optimal buys, the better. That was pretty key in the matches we saw yesterday, and I'm sure it will be today as well. You don't want Simple to be on the AWP. You want it to be hard. You want sacrifices to have to be made. Maybe he's got no Kevlar, can't take positions where he might get naded, so on and so forth. And here is Simple by those middle doors. Standard stuff at the moment. NRG taking the short position. We see Navi have got 2 players towards long. Another issue with not really having perfect money on Dust2, we'll talk about it in the rounds to come, but if you look at the players around the A bomb site and long, if you have a sniper, for example, around that car position, he doesn't just need an AWP, he needs flashbangs as well. If he needs to support a player who's in the pit with some flashes so he can peek, or a player who's on a site like Electronic, then those flashes are also important. 44 seconds, and the long take is being denied to a degree. But Zeus has got some work to do as well.
They have to win these aim battles. They don't have any utility to stop a push into the site. Great shots again from Breeze. He's really delivering. And Stan will finish things off on that A-bomb side under control now. The situation is looking great for NRG. They'll get the bomb down as they toss it across. No smoke needed. They don't have one, but Navi, they've been absolutely crippled in this position. Again, Navi started off with 4 towards long. They invested a lot of their limited utility in holding long early on. NRG didn't go there to begin with. They delayed their A split, and then Navi, they had no utility at all. Have to win these aim battles, and that's a good frag from Simple. But the problem is that even if he can make an argument to go for this, Boomich is just out of position, so it's not really going to be a possibility. There's no kit either, so Navi are just in desperation mode here. And James, you start to wonder, should they have just taken the sacrifice earlier and just try to play for an AWP as far as saving more money and just taking a round loss or two with ecos.
Yeah, on the plus side for Navi, it's just one of those starts on the CT side where you just are so limited. Again, you're limited in utility, which makes it harder to go for forward plays, pushes, and so on. Don't have the AWP either, so they can't really play their game just yet. It will be a bad start, but it won't be too concerning. Every pro has been here before. 4-1 for NRG, and they've put themselves in a situation where they can build some money. They don't want to be losing 4 players like they did on a previous round. They want to be able to have a full buy with 0 issues if Navi win the next round. They want to keep the pressure up, focus on taking as many players out as possible in that next round. Should they lose it, of course, they'll be aiming to win. Tac pause from Navi as they can make some discussions. They've got some rifles to play with here, and of course they'll be having a big buy in the next round.
Yeah, it's all going to be on that big buy for sure. The AWP will come out, but that's something that NRG know. One of the huge benefits of NRG's position is they can keep a really good track of the economy of Navi. So, for example, in that previous round, NRG know that it's very likely that Navi are going to be playing with rifles, that they're going to be limited on utility, and that starts to give clues as to what the best options are for Navi, which NRG can then play against. We get a really simple A split here. They play a slow round. They make sure that Navi have no utility left. They put Navi in a place where they have to win aim battles in disadvantageous positions. So what Navi have to do right now is show another performance from someone. Someone has to step up. And we will get an investment into this round as they have quite a big loss bonus occurring, and they'll keep challenging long. And there you go. That's what you need to see. Flamey takes down Ethan, and that's the start. And maybe they get the gun as well, because NRG cannot hold on to this position.
That last grenade was a smoke grenade for Boomich, and AK will be collected. Flamey will show some presence while his teammates rotate. NRG need to avoid the numbers which Navi have. They could burst in any position. It's kind of in their favor with the limitations they have. This is such a strong angle for AWPers and riflers alike. Quick boost, and Boomich can do more. The bomb's been dropped. Disaster is striking for NRG. We said it had to survive this round with numbers. They may not survive this round at all. Tarik alone in the B bomb site, spraying desperately, looking for something. He has to cut these numbers down. This is too much free money for Navi.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one, but one of the best things about Dust 2 is that in positions like this, you're alone against 4 players. There's lots of open spaces. He has a Krieg. Tarik's objective here is to at least get a couple kills, and we'll see what he can do to try to achieve that objective. Of course, making his way in the lower tunnels, he knows that they know where his last position was, and there must be someone waiting nearby. He wins the first battle, takes down Flamey. One more to go, and I think they'll be really happy with this. Tarik, down to 16 points of health now, doing everything he can. He at least gets one more frag out of it, but Navi with, I mean, what a beautiful play from Boomich. The fire's down there, they understand to go for the boost, gets himself a triple kill. Boomich, they highlighted on the desk how important he is to Navi, and we're already seeing some of the value that he adds to the team.
Well, perhaps he can be one of the GoTV picks for this game. And I've put Breeze on the other side. He's had some strong rifling opportunities already. And again, the corner of that wall is favorable to the CTs, because you'll see the T's legs before they see you in a lot of cases, namely with sniper rifles. But that certainly helps. Caught NRG off guard, and they'll pay for it, but they do have a full buy. So here we go. This is a big round. Flamey has the AWP, perhaps playing a spawn. You can see him holding towards that long position while 2 players make their way down towards the lower tunnels for NRG. They'll see that nothing untoward is going on. We've got some Molotovs to clear the other side of the doors. There is an exchange. Not quite Morse code between these 2 teams. That is a very timely HE grenade, though. That's some juicy damage. NRG will make their way through, but then they'll fall back again.
And so there it is. The default is going more or less according to plan for NRG. They still have a huge chunk of their utility, because now they've taken this catwalk position. They have tabs on upper dark as well as the longhouse. They start to understand exactly what they want to do. And interestingly for us, we can see that the bomb is the player towards upper dark, and he's actually rotating back towards T spawn. Seeing the bomb in a default towards upper tunnels kind of suggests that it's going to be a B play. But now that we've seen NRG rotating everybody towards long, perhaps they were counting on someone seeing that bomb. And
this is what I'm talking about, the flashbang support required for the player in the pit. The player is used on this occasion. He's going to need some help. Flamey, oh, never mind, he's going to die. Up on the plateau, unusual spot for a CT. Not sure what was going on there, maybe just caught with bad timing. And now Navi have some issues towards the A bomb side. They don't have short, they don't have long. They're in trouble. flamey's going to lose his duel as well. 25 seconds on the clock. Electronic has so much to do on his own, but he can't get the spray down on the short player. Now they've got a cross, but do they have enough utility? Doesn't seem like it, although Bree seems to be sitting on a smoke grenade. Something's being spotted. That's the bomb carrier, Tarik. Flashbang's gone the wrong way. 10 seconds to get this bomb planted, but they still have control of short as well as long. So that's going to work out for NRG. So much opportunity for Navi in this run. I don't know what the situation was on long with Zeus up behind the smoke. I think he was on the platform. That was really unusual. And again, the round has collapsed for Navi.
Yeah, this was a really bad spot because you want, even if they lose the round, you want a position where they can at least do some damage. We can see that NRG's economy, given that round where Boomich got that triple, it's very fragile at the moment. So if Navi even find a way to extract 2 or 3 kills, sacrifice everyone, Navi still have like a pretty big loss bonus to work with. And you can see here Boomich is going to save an AK, so they can threaten a buy in this next round. It will be a strange one, but we'll see what they can muster. But as you say, James, it does seem like there's a little bit of uncertainty on Navi. They don't look quite as clean and focused just yet. A slow start for them on Dust 2.
I would love to see a replay of that situation on long. It was really confusing for me.
Also, you know, we can note that Simple was on the Krieg, and you know, we had flamey there on the AWP in the car position. So
yeah, Simple seems to be playing B rotate at the moment, and flamey was over towards long at the beginning and in the car position. So I think it's cool if you don't have to have Simple on the AWP all the time, so he's not pigeonholed, because obviously he is an excellent rifler as well. Navi, with all those stolen weapons from that round prior, they are able to buy once again. flamey's still on the AWP. Ooh, that's really unfortunate for Ethan, taking one in the face, and Boomich continues to rain hellfire through that smoke. So he's having a look towards shore. He's got to be careful. That's a very precarious position to be in. And we've got a swing, a wide swing from 2 NRG players, and they realize that the rest of the Navi are out of position. flamey could get caught as well, making his way towards that car. You can see him out in the open. If Stanislav can bait the shot, then he can punish. Again, just poor position for Navi. Zeus in a really awkward fight with Stan now. 3 players remaining for NRG. That's a big headshot for him. They've still got shots, and now they can plant the bomb for the short position.
Yeah, Stan's doing a great job in buying time, creating so much space for the team. Beautiful call. They understood that there was an area on the map open. They took the gamble. Pays off. Now it's a retake, but it looks better for Navi. It's a 3v3. There's time for them to go for this. There's no kit on any player that's currently standing, so that's an issue. It's going to force their hand to play a little bit more quickly than maybe they would like. And here they go now, moving into position. Cirque is blind. He's going to take the peek there. Can he find an angle? Great stuff. Damage is huge from Navi. Stan has to do everything, has to get the ace, but it is going to be simple to save this one with the help of Boomich. Defuse will be underway, and they will collect themselves an AWP, I'm sure. Navi. 3 rounds now for them.
So he's going from long to short. I don't know if they're trying to move his position around, if they think NRG are trying to target him or something, but they seem to got caught off guard there towards that short position. The angle he was holding, I don't know if he was just aiming to spot and not necessarily fight to the death, because that is an angle you would normally see with an AWP, where you can take a strong shot to the chest and just fall off. But again, Navi, A, looking somewhat brittle, but they do come out on top. Now we see some limitations. Tarik is down to a Desert Eagle. Cirque is still on the AWP, and we've got double ops now for Navi. They've taken the opportunist AWP from their opponents, it seems. Simple and flamey with the AWPs. Zeus has got a French gun for this one. Navi will start strong towards long, as you can see from the radar. And now Electronic is rotating elsewhere. Zeus and flamey will remain, but Cirque gets a nice entry onto the B bomb site. They can try to use the time afforded to them to find a hole in the Navi defense now.
Yeah, that's such an important kill because it might create problems here. Simple has to do everything towards this B half of the map by himself, and that's a nice find from him into middle. But you can see he has to be really cautious here because players could be coming from the tunnel as well. He has Electronic in front of the smoke for support. That's decent damage. Simple goes out to finish it off. Space now for more players to push through that smoke. Navi are looking strong on this defense. It is desperation mode for NRG. They have to try to get into this B bomb site, and Cirque's going to force his way in or try to do so. Quick flash over the wall from Simple. They do not want this bomb site to go NRG's way.
Not committing into the site just yet. flamey's on the rotation. He has an incendiary for below the window, should they choose to do that. There's a HE for simple as well. You can throw that behind big box off the back wall. That's the common place, but he's going to go through the doors instead. That's a really nice one for default. There's the Molotov over the wall, a big Molotov. That's a beautiful shot from Cirque. 1 versus 2. He's got to find more. Over the smoke, Simple spotted him. I don't think he's realized just yet. Maybe it's a 4x3. Cirque, what are you doing? 1v1. Zeus through the door, going for the fast flicks. He's still alive. Around level stack, and Zeus will crush around. That was dangerous. That was scary, and we're just getting started.
Oh my god, that was insane. We're seeing some glimpses of what made Cirque so ridiculous, or in this major so far. We're really starting to see what he can deliver on this big stage. It's like he has more comfort. That experience building into this major is really paying off, and that was a dangerous moment. One thing that's really interesting too is that NRG, their economy's not great, but they know Navi's economy's not great either, and they did a lot of damage there thanks to Cirque. So there is an argument to invest here for NRG, but we'll see what they decide to go for. Simple. He really found himself in key positions. What a solid round from him.
I think that last word started with a B that he was saying there. I'm not sure what it means though. More shortcomings. Boomich on the auto shotgun. Auto shotgun on Dust 2. Not something you see every day, but there's a lot of pistols here for NRG, and not much in the name of grenades. Simple starts strong. Breeze taken out towards those long doors. Smoke up on Xbox, and that will allow NRG to take position on the short area. Now, it may be the Fabled Gauntlet run if they can even get there. The bomb has fallen off behind the Xbox. That's really going to slow them down.
All right, there you go. You got the Deagle working some magic for Tarik. Okay, well, magic is definitely more favorable for Navi. I guess you can pick the better weaponry over that every day. Ethan has found himself an M4 though, and he's looking to get a headshot of his own, but looks like he's going to get taken down by the auto shotgun, so that actually worked out perfect for Boomich. Manages to recoup all of his investment and upgrade to the M4, so definitely a big win getting that auto shotgun out. We are tied 5-5. It looked really good at the start for NRG, but as soon as those AWPs came online, I mean, it wasn't the best look like immediately when we just saw it with Flamey, but then when Simple picked it up as a secondary AWP, it's really been looking good here for Navi. They've been very dynamic. He's been hitting his shots. We've seen some good retakes on A. This is shaping up very nicely so far, James, for both these teams.
It is indeed. 5-5. We wait to see what the buys will look like. The tactical timeout from NRG has come and gone, and the Kriegs are being purchased. Breeze has looked really nasty with the Krieg so far. A very accurate weapon. You don't have to scope in with it. It is accurate regardless. Really accurate, not 100% of course. Nothing is in Counter-Strike. But the armor penetration is certainly at that big 100%. Boomich will have the second AWP now instead of Simple. So it will be Boomich and Flamey with the AWPs. Still waiting for him to have an AWP called Boom Bitch, but maybe another day. That's a great start. It slows them down as well on their approach, which maybe buys him some time to rotate back a wall of smoke in that long position, but everyone is still alive.
Yeah, so this is always a very interesting dynamic, but before I can go into that, look at this information-seeking game that Zeus is playing. He's been pushed into the dark position. This is really interesting. There's one player on the extremity there. That's going to be Ethan. He's going to be running into. Ethan's holding for a push, but from the B bomb site. And now the gun's been spotted. This should be a free kill for Zeus. He goes for it, and he'll get it. Takes a lick of damage, but that's a huge win. That might speed things up for NRG. They've got two options. They have time to recover that position, or they just let Navi know what they're doing, which
they can't recover that position because you smoked off the tunnel, but also he picked up the smoke from the opponent. Boomich is getting too hungry for information. And Tarik is close enough to move on to the A bomb site. This is the opening they needed, and now they're going to start to fake because the bomb's actually outside the B tunnel. He's inviting all of this utility from Navi. Spam. It's an air raid. It's Call of Duty. Where are the dogs at? 3 CTs in a short position. The bomb continues to creep. Everything slows down, and are they wondering? Electronic going through mid doors, but he's still looking towards A. Tarik's being taken out, and Breeze gets a free kill. Now they realize what might be up.
Yeah, they had absolutely no idea. This turned out to be such a good situation, and Cirque manages to take down Simple, a free kill. You can see Navi so out of position. They thought it was going to be A. It felt like that was the guaranteed play, especially as Zeus had just scouted the tunnel. He just smoked it. Why would they think any different? But now they're getting absolutely annihilated. So outmaneuvered. What a heads-up play from NRG when they saw that smoke to just go and push through it, to not allow Navi to just smoke off one entire area of the map.
The hunger for information is absolutely a big player in that game. Boomich going so wide. I guess he wanted to see if somebody was close long or something, but it cost them everything. Again, Zeus, he took B tunnels, he smoked it off, he took the smoke from the player he fragged, so he could have re-smoked that. If they just held position, who knows? I mean, Tarik was moving forward, so maybe he makes a play anyway, and the same thing happens. But here we are, NRG in the lead once again. There is some money for Navi. They're going to go for the fourth buy. We'll see how it looks. That is such a huge frag from Cirque. That opens up the round once again. Then he punishes the rotation through that CT spawn position. So we've got FAMASes coming out for Navi, but there has been a tactical timeout called by Navi. They haven't had AWPs in many rounds just yet. I mean, that might not even be a determining factor depending on where they play them, but it is an indicator as to the health of their buys.
This is such an interesting game so far between these two teams. I think we've had a bit of everything in terms of, you know, the ways that NRG have decided to attack the map and the bomb sites and the responses from Navi. And one thing, you know, is certain: we're seeing a really good level from Simple straight away, and that's really important. Obviously, he hasn't had absolutely the best tournament ever so far, but he is a player that will always deliver when you get very deep into a tournament, and so it's very encouraging to see that. Cirque also, good to see that he's hitting his shots, and here he goes, looking for that play. The flashbang will deny him any information. Still looking for that peek. We saw him get one from that position earlier, but he will be completely denied, and Boomich is going close. We do have an AWP on Simple, but the utility game is just so lacking here for Navi. That's going to be a problem if NRG play a slow round.
So this is a position we saw Zeus spotting in with the Silenced M4, but again, more common to see in AWP here. With the flashbang, Simple will be forced off, but he won't fall off. He has the confidence to reposition. See Tarik in the short area. NRG setting up outside the B bomb site. The smoke that Boomich had has come and gone. He's got a flashbang. There's no one near Boomich, so he has no support of any kind, but maybe he can play around the smoke grenade. You can see electronics in CT spawn. He might have a flash through the window. He's got a call for it now, but he might not survive. Or maybe he won't Boomich with two!
But still, he will be taken down, and the bomb site looks to be going the way of NRG. And again, Navi, they don't have utility. How do they get back into the bomb site with no incendiaries, with only 2 flashbangs? They don't have any positioning towards the tunnels right now, and NRG are going to take over the tunnels with Cirque. So right now, they're going to have to, if they're going for this, they'll have to use brute force. They really have to think about this, because they've got no money in the bank as well. And it looks like they may just try to go for the trades, or perhaps they're looking to see if NRG will give them something, give them an argument to really commit to this bomb site take. B, here it goes, 1 flashbang, but the double will certainly seal the deal. It has to. Navi have to get out of there, but Tarik won't allow it. Oh my God, oh, that's insane. With a FAMAS. Finds that headshot immediately after the first kill. You rarely see that out of the FAMAS. Tarik doing God's work with that gun, and NRG will cripple Navi.
That was such a giant gamble to try and retake that round from Navi. Sometimes you just got to say, we're out of position, we don't have the tools for the job. Flamey has to jump in and take all the bullets for Simple to try and trade one player with an AWP. And Tarik, I think, got all the kills there.
Yeah, that was mad. You're completely right, James.
It doesn't leave Navi with much at all. It leaves them with nothing.
I'm really surprised they went for that retake. I completely agree.
Risk versus reward. Well, this is their reward, whether they like it or not, and it's not much. It may allow NRG to target 10 rounds in this half.
Yeah, yeah.
That was kind of suicidal.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, you know, if they had a really huge loss bonus, maybe you could make the argument, but they don't. They don't have a loss bonus. You can see everybody's money is in a pretty appalling place. And again, getting the AWPs out is where they had the success, but hey, here comes a catwalk push. They found a headshot, and lots of CTs are moving through to try to finish things off, but Ethan will tap, 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 and it is Navi players falling down at the catwalk position, unable to recover the weaponry that was lost by by NRG, sorry. As Boomich is now the last remainder of Navi with that scout, and NRG is just going to push him down, no fear whatsoever, and they will convert. 8-5. Navi need to find some rounds here at the end of this first half. There's only 2 rounds remaining.
Yeah, and their money is still complete arse. Boomich has 3,200. The rest of his team have just over $4,000. So much was lost in that round.
Yeah, for me as well. I'm just thinking back to that. The repercussions seem enormous.
Yeah, and if you look at the investment in this particular round, I am curious as to what their next buy will look like afterwards. I'll be, actually I'll be at max loss bonus, so that should be okay. But yeah, that decision may have cost them rounds, and maybe they don't recover them in the second half. Could have saved with 4 players, or tried to, brought AWP into another round, but here we are, it is what it is. 8-5 for NRG, they look to play anti-eco once again. Zeus will be tagged in that short position. Tarik continues to creep, trying to ruin some timing. Flashbang from his teammate, 2-man swing, and short has been taken. In the meantime, Boomich is moving forward, which allows Navi to focus on the A-bomb site. That said, they've still got pistols and a scout on Simple.
Yeah, NRG are looking for the pushes. They know exactly what this situation is for Navi. They know what Navi have to do. However, Boomich might actually be in the one flanking position that they're not prepared for. We'll have to see what he can do. He just has a deagle though. Simple has to get something, but great usage of that Molotov will deny Simple anything, and everybody's going to fall here. Great teamwork, great movement. The spacing's on point from NRG. They're leaving absolutely nothing to chance. Boomich gets a nice headshot, but that's all it is, a nice headshot, because the round is lost, and NRG are threatening Navi with a 10-5 opening scoreline in the first half of this best-of-3.
See what Navi have in them for this last round. Here are the current scores on the doors. Tarik with a lot of kills on that B-bomb site, but it has been I feel that has been the problem for the most part from Navi, especially early. Yeah. I think the approach with the scout on short instead of looking towards long and so on. Wrong tools in the wrong places maybe. Some spam from NRG. Got to be really careful jumping onto that plateau, but Boomich hasn't been shy of doing that. Breeze again with this creek towards long. Not the first time he's done something like this, but he won't over-aggress. Time is on their side.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And a pick like that in a situation like this, with so much time to play, it's such a strong spot to leverage an advantage from on the T side, because the CT start looking for aggressions, they start looking for maybe gamble stacks, they try to find a way to mitigate the disadvantage. Zeus tries to push into the longhouse, but Breeze is waiting for it, and he just takes his head off. And now again, Navi down with no players left alive effectively towards that A-bomb side. They've got very limited utility. They don't have an AWP. They're having to rotate out of position. They have to go for it. It's the last round, but you're hard-pressed to find a way that they could possibly do this. Anything short of a miracle is not going to be enough. They have to do something incredible here. And Boomich will move close to this smoke. He's actually sneaking out here, but he does get discovered by Breeze. Breeze is having a great game so far.
And Tarik's in a strong position, top mid, Simple, entertained from multiple angles, and we do get to that 10-5 scoreline for NRG. NRG causing aging. May want to try and draw him out a little further. You can see he's got a potential crossfire with Tarik on the corner. Simple realizes that the CTs know it's not the best engagement for them, and things will start to calm down. Got the use of the utility from Navi. They've got the Molotov behind the smoke. Often in a pistol round, you'll see that there's a CT standing there, but they've got a Molotov to deal with that. Swinging by the doors, and Stan will quietly move away. Simple goes back towards long to find out what's going on there. Big presence from Navi on short, and NRG playing a reactive game. 3 players in the B-bomb site for now.
Yeah, this car position might be quite dangerous. Ethan's so mechanically gifted. Doesn't want to risk it too much. They're trying to play this conservatively, trying to just peel away one player. That's a fantastic shot. Has himself a 1 versus 1 here. Simple! Ethan! That is not a bad start here for NRG, but the bomb does go down for Navi as they fall back to defend from the catwalk position.
Weird spot for them if they get pinched. Of course, the USPs have the range down. No more P250 for Simple. 2 players starting on short. This could be where the round is won. Flamey waiting, baiting off of Zeus, who's going to be the initial engager. There's a flashback from the CT side. So far, not so good. We got a trade from Breeze, who continues. Zeus slowing down, but he runs out of bullets. Even 20's not enough. Electronic 1 versus 4. Doesn't have the range, as we said. And the round will go to NRG. The worst has happened for Navi.
But they could do exactly what NRG did to them. They got the bomb down. I think they have to go for that force buy, just like NRG did. Get that Krieg out and find the right spot to try to trade players. Once you can do that on a map like Dust 2, you can create a lot of problems for the CTs. They can be really caught out of position because of the long rotation times. So we'll see if the approach is identical, if Navi will try to fight long. Because imagine this as well. You're in a situation where Navi go for that long fight? What if NRG try to trade them there? Well, that could still be a really good spot for Navi to just get a 3v3 early. So looks like they won't be going for that long aggression. Looking more like a default here, actually, from Navi. They may have a short set piece in mind, but they have to keep everybody with grenades alive, and that's a lot of grenades, James. That simple hand, he's dead. What a headshot from Cirque. I'm surprised they challenged him there before getting into position.
Hard not to on Dust 2 sometimes. Cirque makes his way towards that A-bomb site. A 3-0-2 setup now for NRG. Stan just spotting through the doors, as you can see on the radar. Cirque spotting on short, so there are advantages to be had here from Navi, but they need to avoid getting wrecked by that scout. They need to get the numbers on the bomb site of A. They've got the Molotovs, they've got the smokes to set up. Tarik has an M4 though, by that car position. That's going to be a problem, but he's got no flashes to support Cirque. Breeze does, but he's miles away, so this is going to be an interesting one.
Beautiful Molotov, that is a necessity. And here comes the push. Tarik is there with the M4 for support for the scout of Cirque, and Cirque's going to go deep there with that scout, trying to see what he can find. Great frags though from Flamey. It might have to be all Flamey. He might have to go for the ace here. Boomish is just on, and Deagle, he's got to get the plant down. Flamey defends so that they can get that bomb down and ticking away, and it will. As Flamey looks for a jump peek, anything. Boomish there as well. You've got to be careful if you're Ethan and Stansel. They might go for the boost. Indeed, it's somewhat telegraphed here, but no one's going to go down. Flamey has to chance around these barrels, picks up another headshot. Stanislau doing what he can with his MP9. The jumping accuracy is very good, and with Flamey down low, maybe there's a chance for a big swing from Stan. Can he find it with this MP9, trying to tease out the perfect spot there? Finds a 1 versus 1! Stanislau makes it happen. The MP9 is absolutely sick, and NRG steal it away.
Those bursts, absolutely disgusting. Stan with nerves of steel, the patience. He has a kit. He knows he has time. They were almost lining up for him. Nothing is going the way of Navi in this game of Dust 2. Absolutely nothing. That has got to be extremely frustrating for them.
One thing, though, that's crazy to me, James, again, we saw that the play from Navi wasn't to invest in as much weaponry as NRG did in this same round on the first half. Instead, what they said is, we're going to get utility and sacrifice some weaponry to go for this set piece. And one of their players who has all the utility commits to a huge fight against Cirque at the beginning of the round and dies. That's not what you want. The round is supposed to happen.
Meat and potatoes! So many calories in the long doors, and Breeze is here to add even more. Heart attack burgers, all the sauce. 3 versus 3. Navi will hold on to the position at least. Oh boy, that's a nasty one. Cirque is fishing for something, and maybe he will be offered it. One more flash in the hole for Navi. They know where the AWP is, but look at the flanks. We've got a double flank. In Cirque, they believe. We've got Stan up top mid. We've got Ethan in T spawn.
And they have to go back. They don't have any smokes for long.
And they have one helmet. Sorry, they've got 2 helmets on the 3 players. This MP9 could be gnarly. Does Stan realize? Was he seen? I'm not sure. Quietly moving back. Oh, look at Ethan. Look at the baits on up 1. Can he find a second one? He swings wide at the MP9. And surely he's done enough. Electronic with 8 HP. Cirque in that short position. I think the scope was heard. He was close, but he wasn't close enough. And Navi haven't been in this entire game so far.
Oh man, and that was a good shot for Navi. We talked about it before. One way that you can really get into the game if you don't have options to play a long round, if you don't have a lot of utility on the T side, is just try to get the firepower, get the bodies in towards long, and try to just trade frags. If the CTs fight you like this, you can get maybe a 3v3 at the beginning of the round, and that's actually what happened. They got that 3v3, but NRG, they're so good at reacting. They immediately pushed the B players and the mid players towards the flank, effectively boxing Navi in. They didn't have utility. They couldn't push towards the A-bomb site. They had to go back. And as you said, James, the bait setup that NRG created in that moment, that is beautiful. They were thinking ahead. They really understood exactly what to do. And now, I mean, they are proving themselves to not only be playing smarter, but they're hitting shots like crazy here. So this is starting to get really scary if you're a Navi fan.
Navi are being skinned like a squirrel on a street market skewer. It is nasty. It is unpalatable for some of the fans in attendance. And look at this buy. What kind of buy is this? This is Dust 2. You can't buy this. Flamey with an AK-47. He has a lot to do here. His teammates can support with utility, but they need to stay alive. They need the numbers alive for Flamey to get openings, for weapons to be collected. NRG being denied information early. Boomitch has taken the short position with ease, and it looks like he'll be posting up some grenades towards the A bomb site. He's going to pull Cirque out of position, and Breeze is heading towards long, but it's a trap. They're going towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, Ethan's there in the corner. The flashbang will wear away, but Zeus connects the headshot straight away with that UMP. Now this is an interesting spot. Stan can't really commit for anything here. He's got to wait for his teammates. He's trying to slow down the bomb plant as well, buy his team as much time as possible. However, the bomb will finally be planted. A forward smoke as well to create space for the CTs if they eventually go for that door push, but they have to wait for Breeze to get into position towards the tunnels. But there's already 2 Navi players in the tunnels. It is an impenetrable fortress. I don't know how he can do anything there. This is going to be so difficult for NRG.
They need to be given something. They need to be offered something, and that might be the go signal. Just going through the doors, and Flamey could be traded. Indeed, he will be. And now there are chances. Better bomb is pretty ticked. I think NRG might be playing containment, maybe forcing them all to die, but they're moving in. They could actually win this. There's only 1 T on the side. There's a trade. Cirque doesn't realize he's got a hold. He's got a hold. It's the only way to win the round. Boomitch is coming in with a CZ. The round will be won, but maybe no one survives, and that could be enough for NRG.
Absolutely. Just that is so painful. Yeah, they win the round, but they'd spent everything. They start this round with like $3,400. That is not cool. That's not cool, James. NRG are in an amazing position because they committed there.
Yeah, it did break the money for NRG as well. They got a lot closer to winning that round than I might have thought.
Yeah.
But they didn't win it. So maybe there's a chance now for Navi. After all, yes, everybody died, but at the moment, in the short term, it favors Navi because the money wasn't there to withstand it for NRG. So they've invested, they've got the pistols now and the scout. So just like we saw in the first half, maybe this will also be an issue.
And they're pretty fast to make a play. The catwalk circle distracts in that mid-doors position. But now Tarik's looking for those 1Ds. The jiggle on those angles from long range is really damaging, really painful. You can sometimes find really quick headshots. Very scary stuff there. Simple takes down Cirque, one of the biggest dangers gone, but there's still 2 Deagles, Breeze and Tarik holding on to those for now. We've got Tarik on the short position, or actually he's gone to CT, and it is Ethan with the 5-7 close range on catwalk. This is actually a great weapon for this range. And Navi going back to long here. This is a really smart play for Navi. They've got only 2 smokes, but they could effectively cover long with those. They've got the flashbangs. They've got just enough utility-wise to attack this site. There he's go though, he's looking for those headshots. Oh, that smoke is scary as well.
They could do something behind this, maybe. I say they, but now it's only Breeze. Stanislaw is miles away. He's on a hiking trip. Oh, that's a nice start, but it's not a good finish. Stanislaw with 12 HP. Not really a lot he could do. Maybe he could try and hope to pick up a rifle. Again, he may need to be gifted something. Player out of position, caught by surprise perhaps, but with no kit, surely he's just got to be fishing for something. Position seen, and that is pretty much the round over. Running away now. Not sure if you spotted him, but Navi are moving to 7, and perhaps there is life in the old dog yet.
Yeah, a couple kills coming in from NRG, so they've definitely done some damage. That will prevent Navi from being able to purchase an AWP, and that's actually really important because that does allow the CTs to be more aggressive and to feel more comfortable going for really fast plays towards long. It allows you to move around the map more. So that's a really big win from NRG. And let's not forget, they're in a position where if they win a round really soon off their first buy, they could be in a situation where maybe Navi won't be able to, well, they'll be forced into a half buy or something like that. And then all of a sudden, NRG, they're at 15 rounds before you know it. So they're looking really good from that perspective. Navi actually pick up a Mag 10 here, James. So you're getting the B vibes from that.
I would certainly hope so. Be interesting unless you jump into CT spawn or something like that, how else you would use it. But it's a good read of the economy of their opponent. Simple will post up on long. There is a flash, however, for Stan over the pharmacy sign. Wrong kind of medicine. Not really what Navi are looking for, but they'll be patient. No overextension. Simple moves away from the angle. It seems he'll change position and Boomitch will be left to spot. What is the cue they're waiting for NRG to deploy this grenade? Maybe it's aggression from the CT side. There's the bait. Boomitch throw the grenade and he spotted 3, maybe 4 players, and Navi can be active elsewhere. That's a favorable engagement for Boomitch because he can strafe, of course, with the Mag 10, but now the bomb's been dropped and things go from bad to worse. Standing and dueling with multiple players.
Oh no.
And there it is. This is falling to pieces for Navi. Not like this. Surely not like this.
Stan, he's got Kevlar, he's got the Krieg. Zeus goes for the challenge, takes Stan down. That's the most dangerous player gone. Bomb on the ground. Breeze, is he going to die? I think he's in cover. He's actually going to take a couple points of damage, but he goes out. Chance for Breeze. Wasn't ready for it, though. Tarik, he's picked up that Mac 10, that fateful Mac 10 that Boomich was carrying. If he gets the drop on one of these players, maybe there's something to be done here. He's listening for the sound cues, trying to figure out when he can move forwards, when they have to commit to the site eventually. And there it is. Are there any guns to be picked up here for Tarik? Indeed, there's a Krieg on the ground, but he wants that element of surprise. He wants to keep things covert. He needs to keep things quiet as he creeps up towards the window, looking to find one of them off guard. There it is. Where's the next player? He doesn't see him in time, but they've, again, James, they've done crippling amounts of economic damage to Navi.
This is really scary stuff. They're winning rounds, but boy, are they becoming dangerous. Marvelous. The odds are not fantastic for Navi on Dust 2 at the moment. Almost 6. If you're feeling the comeback, then you know where to go. Right, we've got NRG 5 M4A4s, and
all right.
We've got a dead Stan already. That was pretty damn quick. Great opening pick from Simple. That's what you want to see from him, especially when there are 5 rounds to claw back.
Yeah, and that's a cool smoke to throw as well. You know, if there was to be a fast play, at least Breeze gets to deny that. And he's standing right in front of the smoke, so if someone tries to push it, he can block them, and he knows that he'll be able to see that gun, and he'll get a favorable engagement. And just standing in the smoke for now, and it's going to dissipate. He might be able to take over this longhouse position. Then meanwhile, oh my goodness, he's found a lot of damage to the lineup. He'll take some damage through the doors himself, but gets that information that Navi is starting to push towards that catwalk position. And that's really critical information to have. Understanding the pacing, that's going to allow them to better understand when to throw those HEs or incendiaries or flashbangs towards Cat from the A bomb site itself.
B situation is looking really bad for Navi, for NRG at the moment, with only Tarik there and no one even close. If the B bomb site's taken, the round is over. If you can look at the positions of NRG at the moment, there's no way they go back there. But for now, Navi are going to post up towards the A bomb site. They don't have any lurkers towards B. That said, Flamey is moving to B at the moment. So playing anti-flash, more grenades being deployed towards that A bomb site, but they position themselves for a split of B, so Tarik's going to have a lot to do. Time may be on his side. 27 seconds for him to do something. That Molotov is an issue for Ethan. No boost behind the box, and Tarik makes a forward play. He can't take the bomb out, but he has tunnels. At least that's something.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's what you're supposed to do. But look at Boomich go! He's taken down 2 around middle. That's not a bad look, and he's going to seal the deal, I think, for Navi. Had he died in that position, as you say, James, Tarik, he made the right play. He knows he can't hold the site. So taking the position, which more likely only has 1 player to deal with, is going to allow you to make a retake happen. But, well, Boomich shut it down. And I've got to say, really impressed with Boomich. I think one thing that I've noticed from Boomich is that he isn't putting himself in positions, or at least his role on the team, on the T side of Dust 2, is he's pushing for information. He's running fakes. He's the guy throwing nades. He's calling rotations. He's so active and communicative. And Navi are going to take away everything. So they're looking better now.
Start to wonder about these B retake attempts on both sides. How pivotal these rounds will be. All that success, all the shouting in the NRG booth has quelled for now. Still with a 4-round lead at the moment. But since the pistol, really, it's been 4 rounds in a row for Navi, more or less. It has been a, plenty of momentum has been on the T side in both halves. And we have a tactical timeout from NRG as they discuss the round to come. They've got $3,000 per person, so there's not too much to offer in this particular round. And they are at maximum loss bonus, so we may see more toys in this round than we would otherwise see. And they've been dangerous. They've almost won a few of these rounds.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, that's the NRG, one of those teams, aren't they? That if you just give them a couple of deagles, and pretty much any one of them can really go off. They're so good across the board mechanically, individually. They are phenomenal players, always very dangerous. And I would be pretty sweaty and nervous if I was Navi when I'm going in on rounds like this. You never quite know what kinds of risks the pistols are going to take, but Simple will start off with posting up on the doors as per the usual, and he's not going to see anything. And perhaps Navi can find an opening kill here. It's looking good. Electronic has the position, but he can't find a shot. It's Breeze to connect the shot. Maybe he finds another one. He'll get taken down by Boomich. Electronic, we need to see him hitting those.
at least Navi have the area control, and that's really important at a stage like this, in a game where they've had a lot of difficulty against ecos, against force buys. The fact that they've traded, they have 4 players alive, they have control of long, is really important. If that whole area was a question mark and maybe the rifle was collected, then things would be a lot worse. But we can see how active NRG are being. They're moving around, they're trying to preempt the plays of Navi, who have no one spotting in mid. You can see Circuit's gone through middle doors, and that may give NRG the confidence to move towards A. Indeed it does, you can see their movement on the radar. So again, Navi, you wonder if they're nervous, if they're going to have something that's going to be missing in a situation such as this, if no one's going to be watching their 6. For now, Flamey is, but that still weakens the play towards A.
It's going to be very scary if there's a few of those deagles start flying. We start seeing heads rolling on Dust2. Mumich indeed covering that flank, but it will be a 1v1 for Circle. All he has to do is connect that initial headshot and follow it up with one more bullet. And look how tentative Navi are being, giving the utmost respect. And that's a free one, surely. Oh, he tries to shoot the backpack. Eventually, Stanislav will peek, but there it is from the back. The patient shots from Cirque does some additional damage, but Navi control the situation, bring order to the chaos, and they have themselves 10 rounds against the 13 of NRG now.
Yeah, just for those of you at home who are unfamiliar, the backpacks that the CTs wear on Dust2 are not part of the hitbox. On old Dust2, there were some funky positions around short where you could hide in the corner. If you weren't paying attention, you might not spot a model there. They're a bit worse on new Dust2, but still, if the backpack is sticking out, you can't shoot the backpack. You've got to maybe go for a penetration shot of the dome through the corner of a wall. NRG finally back on a buy. Feels like it has been eons. Cirque finds himself with an AWP. They've got a reasonable level of utility, NRG, and they've got a stronghold of the long position for now. So presence shown by Navi, but surely there's no way they try to make a push through these doors anytime soon. A 2-1-2 setup from the CTs at the moment.
He's doing it again, James. He already showed this.
Stay here, does he? What's going on there?
And it works again.
No.
Oh my God.
How does he get away with that?
Fool me once. Shame on you, fool me twice. And I'm a fool. Something like that. And that's not a good look for Navi. They'll lose one player immediately. And the other issue there as well is that Navi don't have anybody keeping tabs on that position. So they don't really know if there could be a push coming from there as also. And they're going to commit towards A, it looks like. And already we've got great positions from NRG. But NRG are not fully rotating towards A. We've got Tarik and CT spawn. So this setup from NRG is really robust. You can see Zeus going to check that flank position. Navi are waiting because, again, they need to, if there is a flank to happen, they need to mess that flank timing up.
Speaking of timing, we are reaching the 30-second mark. Navi looks for counter grenades on that short position after posting up the smoke. They didn't get any. Cirque is waiting for the flashbangs. He's got to look for a player to potentially drop as well, but he doesn't have the angle for that. He will spot and he will flick and he will hit the shot. Can they get to the site? 18 seconds to plant the bomb. He misses. Electronic going past. Another bomb can be planted, but with 3 players alive, it won't be easy to hold that short position. Of course, Breeze has had long this entire time after his smoke trick. Going through those doors to see what's going on over there. In the meantime, NRG have got a shot to take if they want to.
No nades now, though, for them. There's some flashbangs and Molotov to work with for NRG. That's a good nade. Zeus, we chunked down to 40 HP. Electronic will be absolutely pivotal. Oh, my God. The timing is appalling there for Navi. It's all down to simple against 4. He's got to beat Breeze, but he can't. He falls, and that will be Navi falling in this round. NRG, it's been a while since they managed to post a round up on the board. It's been 5 in a row for Navi, but finally they are back with the defuse.
Indeed, it has been 5 in a row, but that's history now. The next record is in favor of NRG. 4-round lead, 2 rounds away from the first map. Doesn't feel like Navi have been as close as the score would suggest, but that's the way it goes sometimes. All right, let's see what both teams have to offer. 2 AWPs out now for NRG. Ethan will have the second AWP. He's headed towards the B bomb site. 3 players in the tunnels for Navi. You can see Simple looking for a player to boost up. Again, you can't do that for free. If a team with an AWP has a good spawn towards that tunnel, generally speaking, you'll see the CTs drop a smoke up first. But anyway, Tarik, what does he choose to do? He's got a lot of players coming his way. Looks like a fast one from Navi. He's lost his vision now with that second smoke grenade. Boom, it's taken out first, though. Even with some lovely flicks around construction. Tarik goes through the smoke, but he'll be traded. That sets a 4 versus 2 for NRG. We've got Ethan showing presence, can't see anything, shooting anyway. Electronic now is in a very precarious spot. Ethan taken out by Simple, looking towards the car when Standards. Circle rotating, this is going back and forth, 2v2. And now it's Electronic, he's got a minute 10 on the clock. He knows where Stan is. Spot Breeze, but can he find the frag? He can.
And he's got the bomb in a minute to go. He's got an HE and a flashbang now, which he just picked up. And Stan, no utility on him unless he finds something as he runs over. And he's got a kit. So Electronic, he's going to know that he has some time to set up post-plant here. There it is. Where does he choose to go? Jumps across, and he was spotted, I believe, by Stanislaw, and he's going to see that. I think he was a little bit frustrated. We saw on the player camera as we see him falling back to that pit position. It's all about the precision here. Stanislaw, the in-game leader for NRG, the most recent pick up to the team, looking to see where the peak will be. Surely Electronic will be favored here. He's going to get the peak up and see Stan first. But can he land the shot? There it is. Now Stan has warning of where he's coming from, trying to find the pre-aim. Stanislaw, oh my God, he takes his time and absolutely nails Electronic. But can he get to the site in time for the defuse? It's going to be a close one. He's got that kit. He's going to go for the stick. Couple of seconds. Can he make it work? It's going to be so close. No! Oh, it's a good try from Stan. But Electronic, even though he doesn't hit the shot, he does enough. He delays Stan just enough.
Still in the game. Are Navi still in the game? The money's not perfect for NRG. The buy will come out regardless. The gap is closed to 3. It may be hard, it may be ugly, but if they can do it, then it doesn't matter.
One thing that really impresses me about Stanislaw, James, is he always looks incredibly calm, always taking his time. It's pretty incredible.
The snipers are fishing in mid. Cirque's looking for the off angle. Sometimes you can look for players to move into that top mid position where these boxes are towards the left of Simple's POV. But Cirque's looking for players to come out of the lower tunnel. Be careful, you see Simple's fishing, he knows these sniper angles, he knows what Cirque might be looking for, which is why Cirque's in a more defensive position. Cover with the bricks. Minute 15 on the clock. 3-0-2 set up for NRG. They've got Tarik in that goose position. The utility is extremely low for NRG. Cirque has a flash he could offer for support for long if it's required for Breeze, who's in the pit, and vice versa. So he's above the pit, not in the pit. He may fall back later on, we'll see. Navi with control of short. They post up the smokes again, maybe looking for a response, but again, NRG, they're low on utility.
It's going to be very difficult to hold on to this. Tarik is really key in that goose position, the graffiti spot. And there's only one Molotov, which will likely go to the slope from Zeus. So Tarik might be unharassed. There goes Cirque with a quick flick shot. In fact, it does go to Tarik. He's forced to peek. He gets one on the spray down. The punish comes very late. Now Breeze defends. Oh no, he drops the gun. He tries to find that next pickup, but it's going to be Flamey to take him down. Cirque trying to hit the flicks, but he's going to miss everything now as Ethan could save this one. Bomb goes down in the nick of time as Ethan waits by the smoke, waiting for Stanislaw to get into position on the flank.
Panic on the A bomb site. Stan moves in slowly. Neither player has a kit. Maybe there's one on the site, maybe there's one on long. Ethan alone now, trying to back off. Will there be a trade? He's just got to be careful. He's got to play the 2 versus 1. And Ethan will back off and try to hold on to this rifle. And Navi are going to move to 12. They looked out of it in that first half, but somehow they are winning almost every round in the second.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting because if you look at how NRG were playing it, I mean, I don't think you can argue too much with their approach. I think there's 2 schools of thought, but the approach they took was to try to continually apply pressure to Navi, to never let Navi get a grip of their economy. But being on the T side of Dust 2, you still have a lot of options with low economy for that, playing that T side out. So it seems like ultimately in the long term, it's ended up backfiring a little bit for NRG, as it took them a long time to establish their own economy. And as you say, here we are. 2 rounds is all that separates these 2 teams now, as NRG sit 2 away from the win in map 1, and Navi look more dangerous than ever so far in this series.
NRG do not have much to fight with. Let's get into the game. The round is live. Minute 45 on the clock, and thank you. We've got a push on a short position from Tarik and Breeze. They've got a deagle, they've got 2 flashbangs. Maybe there's some kind of burst play to be had. We've got Ethan by the mid doors with an M4 as well. You can see he's snuck in. In the meantime, there is a long take. No one's really in position to do anything about this. A reposition from Breeze with a P250, not ideal as the man who's potentially engaging on the site. In the meantime, Ethan's looking for information towards B. Now, he sees nothing for the time being, but does he look towards CT spawn? The bomb is on the way. Has he got some sound cues? Surely he has. He's going to have a lot to do, but there's no rotation just yet, so maybe it will be a surprise.
Oh my goodness, that's a really awesome first shot just before the pop flash comes in, and he escapes down towards the stairs as well to the lower position, so they cannot trade him. That is a great start for Ethan. Also, let's look at the time it kills. The bomb was rotating all the way towards tunnels. It is not safe. They cannot clear it. Now they have to go all the way back to long, and they have to start getting a move on. NRG are going to realize this, and they can start to set up towards A. This might be a battle against the clock.
Yeah. They've got 2 Molotovs, Navi, although one is with Flamey, who's in mid, so they've got 1 Molotov, which is relevant, to try and clear position to stop the burst from NRG, who still have 5 players alive, and indeed, time is going to be of a great issue. The flashbang doesn't quite work out. The frags are coming in from the P250, from the Deagle. Simple missing the shots, and another one. He hits those all day. They get 0 frags in that round. What the hell's going on, Dan?
Oh my god, the one rifler, Ethan, moving covertly through the tunnels to try to get information for the team. That was the big risk for NRG. It was a play for frags, it was a play for information, but ultimately it came at the worst time for Navi because they, again, look at what happened on long. They were forced to push much more quickly than they would have liked, and that allows the pistols to get to create chaos and abuse that chaos. NRG with pistols, James, we set it up before, we said it time and again, they are extremely dangerous with those pistols.
After such a long, laboured comeback from Navi, to lose a round like that and put their opponent on game point, just wait until you see what they have to bring into this round. This is a terrible way to claw your way back into a game and then potentially lose a map.
It's amazing as well that Ethan actually took the perfect off angle. If he'd been a bit further forward, like a step forward, it wouldn't have worked out that well. If he'd been a step back, the flash would have come in and he would have been blinded and killed, and then the round's over because they'll just get into the B-bomb side. So that somehow Ethan managed to find the perfect off angle. It's kind of crazy.
15-12 for NRG. They are so much better equipped. Simple's the only person with grenades, and he has a Krieg in this round. The rest of them on Deagles, a butcher by. Moving into the lower tunnel position. How on earth do they even dare try and take the long area without a spawn? There will be a lot of fishing in this round. NRG ready to defend around the A bomb site, around that long position. Breeze almost threatening some more smoke gimmicks. NVIDIA settings, please.
You love to see it, James. In such an important moment, Simple is the one that's been powered up with a Krieg. Everybody else with the lowly pistols. It is Simple, the man to save this game for Navi. And in comes the push, and Breeze takes down 1. Simple though, and Flamey getting the entries that they need, but up steps Tarik to the plate to deal with the oncoming masses of Navi, and he's going to take pretty much everybody down. Electronic and Flaming is all that remains here, and it doesn't seem that Electronic can get around the flank fast enough. Tarik tries to push down the bomb, switches out, but indeed, actually, Electronic does get into position in time. There are still problems here for NRG. Can Navi find a way with no utility and no health to make this work?
Flamey's got a gamble. If this throw goes wrong, that could be everything. Oh my God. Just in the middle of nowhere, but no one is peeking. 25 seconds. Stan's got some grenades, but he won't stop the bomb from being planted. Ethan holding his position. 1 player on the side, 1 player towards long, and now it's just a 1 towards long. Flamey, he's got to do everything. He's got to find 2 at the same time. Eating a flashbang. He may go down for free. He will. NRG storm the first map.
Beautiful, beautiful display of Counter-Strike from NRG. They started out hitting their shots. They started out with a game plan that was very effective. They kept the pressure on. They denied the economy on the CT side. They denied Simple from picking up those AWPs into the later portions of that first half. And honestly, right now, this team on Dust2 is incredibly scary. So impressive.
Really awesome stuff there from NRG from start to finish, really. Despite the difficulties in the second half, the